Ouch, was that a ghost?
Ouch, was that a ghost?
With Liz?
And Lee. Happy Halloween. So, what are you going for as Halloween?
I'm not 100% sure yet.
We already have everything picked out. We got Gianni's costume. I have my costume. We just need to grab Brandon's. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a sneak peek. So if you can guess what it is based off that, then you are now entered to win my Ouch Was That a Ghost hoodie.
With
I know.
spit up and all.
With spit up and all. He only threw up twice on it today. All right, go.
Quick question: what's your favorite Halloween movie?
Michael Myers. Anything with Michael Myers. Every Halloween ever created except for the one when his
Halloween
mother.
Specific, not just Halloween, like any Halloween season movie. Unless it is Halloween.
Yeah, so any horror movie, it's literally Halloween. I love Michael, and if he was real, we'd probably be together right now with little psycho Michael babies.
Mine's probably a tie between Hocus Pocus and Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh my gosh, Asaya was obsessed with
I don't know if Coraline is a Halloween movie, but I love Coraline so much. I've seen that 50,000 times, and you still notice something new every time.
I haven't seen it in like 2 years. I should rewatch it. I loved that movie when it came out.
Halloween is just awesome.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
You don't love the movies though? I love Halloween and Christmas probably equally, but like for different reasons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do love the movies. I love the countdowns and I used to love Halloween Town growing up. That was probably hands down my favorite movie for years, Halloween Town. Halloween Town.
My kids don't dress up anymore. When they were little, I used to be so excited. I don't know if you remember how they used to be like all decked out and everything.
Well, that's not true. You guys did pretty good last year's Halloween party.
Oh, yeah. They were Walter White and Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad.
And you guys were handing out a whole shitload ton of heroin.
Yeah, well, they took Jolly Ranchers and we crushed them up to look like blue meth.
That was awesome. We were all high.
Winifred.
I cannot believe you're in your husband's costumes. Oh my god, that was amazing.
Oh, he
so
was
much
awesome.
detail. It looked so good.
Wasn't it? I loved it.
Oh my gosh. And he is just awesome because his mannerisms already remind me of her lover. Like it's so funny to me.
Yeah, it was so good.
What was I? I completely forget. Oh.
You were because you were pregnant, so you were a fat Thor.
Oh my god.
And you were hilarious. You had like such a good costume.
We should post those pictures. Oh my goodness, when it gets closer to Halloween, we definitely should because that Thor was the best thing I think I ever came up with.
That was so good.
And then Brandon was a cow who got locked up for stealing milk. So he had an orange jumpsuit on, a black cow mask, and then a gold chain. And he talked like a gangster cow. So stupid. He never wants to do anything with me. This year I made him do it. It's not the cutest thing I could have done.
It doesn't have to be cute. It has to be fun.
Yeah, it has to be fun. That's all that matters.
I don't care. Winifred wasn't like a sexy outfit, but I thought it was awesome. Her teeth
I have never tried to be sexy. I'm the type of girl where everyone's showing up in like tight-fitted one pieces and lingerie, and I'll show up in a fat cow suit. Like
no, your best costume you had was I can't think of it. The guy that works at the gas station where you have the mullet on, Dick, and you have like the that was like the funniest thing I've ever seen you wear.
Awesome. Oh, I should
alter
ego. Post one of those videos too. I'm gonna post pictures and videos.
They're gonna be like, why? Why do I listen to this? I need to find more sane people. So it's Halloween time, which has become $1 billion industry. For a month or more a year, all supermarkets, drugstores, and even pop-up Halloween stores flood everything, which I love, with fall decor or aesthetic.
Definitely more than a year. I mean, definitely more than a month, because in August they started bringing Halloween stuff out.
They did, huh?
Yeah.
Well, more than a month a year. So I'm not a big fan of the pumpkin flavored everything. I know a lot of people are, but I don't really go down that road.
Wait, do you know? So please, grandfather, please don't listen to this one. please, I'm begging you. I'm going to tell him this is a scary episode so he doesn't listen because he doesn't like to listen to our scary episodes.
Okay.
But when I was living with him, going to nursing school, when Halloween time came around, I was like, oh, I want to, everyone's getting all these pumpkin lattes and pumpkin coffees, pumpkin bread, pumpkin this. Like, I don't know what it was, but in the town we were in, it was pumpkin everything. So I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. And I
Ugh,
hated it.
it's
I
so
did not
gross.
like any of it, but I still got a pumpkin coffee every morning. I had pumpkin bread every morning, and it was the grossest
Yeah.
thing ever, but I couldn't stop because everyone else was doing it. I just wanted to do it. And I hated it. So now to this day, he sends me everything pumpkin. He'll like send
Aw,
bread and treats with my mom
that's
for
sweet.
pumpkin. So like it breaks my heart. I don't want to tell him I hate pumpkins. I just take it all. But yeah, it's disgusting. So don't live a lie because now look.
That's you all the time. Wait, no, I lied.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Grandfather, please don't hate me. He's gonna call me right away and be like, Alicia, tell me why I just heard this.
Well, you might get in trouble, you might not. But either way, Halloween time is an excuse to get scared or dress up babies,
Based.
get wasted or act like a schlut. And it's really fun to dress up the kiddos and show them off. So even Hallmark stocks cards, which I draw the line there. There shouldn't be Halloween cards. I'm sorry. Isn't that crazy? Do you
That
see
is
that at the
stupid.
store? Like,
I
I'm not
didn't
buying
know they had
anybody.
Halloween cards. Who the
There's a
hell?
whole section, and I'm not going down that road.
Like,
So
why do you need to send someone a Halloween card? That's so
I
dumb.
don't know. Next time you're in like CVS or something, just look. And
I don't
I'm like,
even want to waste my life.
yeah, I just looked at it and shook my head, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going down that
That
road.
is
So
anything for a quick buck, am I right?
that's the only bad thing about Halloween right there. So where did Halloween start?
Hallmark cards? That's the one con? Are we
Yes.
sure?
Yep,
Okay.
that's it. Okay.
All right.
So where did Halloween start? Well, I'm going to tell you. Halloween is a time for celebrating the connection between those of us who are still here and those who have passed on. So beginning October 31st at nighttime, because I'm going to tell you about Samhain, and this is the Celtic people, their change of day, you know how ours is at midnight, it would be like, okay, tomorrow at 12:01, but theirs was at nighttime, so when the sun went down, that was their change of day. Did you get it?
So they were nocturnal.
No, it was like they worked when the light was on. They didn't have like electricity. So back then, a lot of people went off of the light hours. That's when the day started and ended. So it all started about 2,000 years ago with the ancient Celtic festival called Samhain. It's basically a 3-day autumn festival celebration. And during this time, ancient rituals were performed, which acknowledged the transition from summer to winter. Samhain, which translates to summer's end, is a pagan harvest festival where bonfires, it is suggested, were lit to mimic the power of the sun to help the power of growth and protect against winter, almost like a cleanse. So the Samhain traditions believed that the night before, on October 31st, stop yawning, spirits would come back to cause chaos and wreck all the harvest. So to not be harassed by the spirits roaming the earth, the Celtics started wearing disguises. So big bonfires, animal and crop sacrifices would happen, and sometimes they'd use the animal heads of their sacrifices as costume heads.
Oh,
Because
that's so gross.
they believed that banshees, fairies, and other evil spirits would come, but also loved ones that had passed on could come and visit. So it sucks that a lot of the actual information on their exact rituals were like destroyed, but it's assumed
Imagine how quick, I'm sorry to cut you off, but just imagine how quick we'd get canceled if we cut an animal's head off and put it on.
That's so
Like,
gross.
that would be the end of it.
I get that they thought that they were like appeasing gods and this and that, but that's just so terrible to think like cutting a horse's head off and then putting it on your head.
Like, why would you ever think that a god would want you to endure that smell, that feeling that you
That
definitely
was their
tasted? Like,
beliefs at the time. Oh, you
oh,
taste. Why did you say that? Someone's getting in your mouth. Okay. It's assumed that a lot of their festival included like prepping for the winter and the animal sacrifices that I said, and the burning of the bones of the sacrifices, which is actually where the word bonfire comes from. It's like a bone fire. That's where the word bonfire comes from.
oh, fun little
So,
fact.
yeah, my stupid little factoids. So
So
the
cute.
Celtics, believed that during this time, druids, who are Celtic priests, could communicate easier with the dead and could predict the future easier during this time.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry to cut you off, but you know what we should do?
What?
You know what would be cool? You know, like those 8 balls that you shake and it predicts your future?
Yes.
We should do like
Do
a
you know my
ball type
son
of.
used to call it a magic meatball? He used to say, "Oh, magic meatball." Go ahead, sorry.
That's awesome. That makes me want to give both of them little kisses. I don't know
It
who
was
it was,
Christian.
but I
He'd
was
say,
gonna say I
"Oh,
bet it
magic
was Kristen.
meatball."
So cute, Christian. Christian. Oh my goodness, magic meatball. I want to punch him in the head. Oh, he's so cute.
Okay. That
Anyway.
escalated.
But imagine we had a magic meatball and like when you shook
Mhm.
it was like full of fun facts about our episodes.
That would be fun. We can make so many
Right?
cool things. We're doing like a whole bunch of merch ideas and creations here, so there'll be a lot of cool stuff coming.
Yeah.
But the ancient Celtic people were people from Ireland, England, Scotland, northern France, and the Isle of Man, which actually was where Jeff was from.
Dun,
So
dun.
the festival celebrated the end of the harvest season and the beginning of a new year. So nowadays, winter coming for us is just like a time to bring out coats and turn on the heat and not a big deal.
I'm
But
so
to
sorry to
them,
cut you off again, and I'm sorry to our fans as well, because I really hope you're able to follow along with all these cutoffs. Did you just say Jeff was from the land
Isle
of
of
the
Man.
Celtic people?
Yeah.
So Jeff is a bastard mongoose, or he was
Who
friends with
said
the
he was a
bastard.
bastard?
Maybe he was friends with the
Oh, he
bastard. I forget.
called
It
the
was a
guy
while
a
ago.
bastard. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jeff, either way, Jeff was a smart ass mongoose who
Mhm.
had the head of a weasel, the
Extra
body
clever.
of a hot dog, pretty much
Of a
technically,
mongoose.
and
Yeah.
looked like a hot dog,
Human hands and feet.
and human hands and feet. So they summoned Jeff.
That's probably what happened.
Jeff was the summoned.
You solved it.
I did. All right. I'm sorry. Keep going. You guys are welcome. Keep
Okay.
going.
So the festival celebrated the end of the harvest season and the beginning of a new year. So nowadays, like I said, winter is just a time where we turn on the heat, get coats. Like it's not a big deal. Like, oh crap, we're a little bit cold. But they didn't know if they'd survive the winter. So November 1st was the start of a tough time. It was the end of the harvest year. Feel like I keep saying the same thing for the long winter. So they prepped as much as they could and hoped to make it through. Their year was actually separated by 4 big fire festivals, and their calendar was called the Wheel of the Year. And it was divided into 2 parts, the light part and the dark part. And October 31st marked the transition into the dark part of the year. I think it had to do with like when it got dark at night, you know what I mean? So they considered it the dark part of the year.
Mhm.
So Samhain was the liminal threshold festival. It was a time where the veil was thinnest for people who have passed. So back to the Celtic. Charles Valençay tried to translate Celtic and he messed it up, and he thought Samhain was the Celtic god of death and he would come and feed on Halloween instead of the actual translation, which was Summer's End. And this may be part of why Christianity saw this as such an evil festival. So in 43 AD, the Romans took over a lot of the Celtic territory, and the Romans had 2 festivals. The Feralia, which was held February 21st, which celebrated the spirits of the dead, so much so that the tombstones never said RIP. Theirs would say DM or Dis Manibus or for the spirits of the dead. So they weren't like rest in
Ooh.
peace. They were like, they wanted to keep the communication
They were
going.
like offerings, yeah.
Yeah. And the Lemuria, which was celebrated May 9th, 11th, and the 13th. And they were on the odd numbers because any even numbers to them were bad luck. And these days were to honor the dangerous spirits. Dangerous spirits are ones who met like a bad end. So like if someone was murdered or something, that was their time. And
Right.
side note, this festival, like I said, was called Lemuria. Lemurs were named after this because people, when they first discovered lemurs, they thought they were creepy. Stupid fun fact, sorry. So
Yeah,
the
that was a
Romans
stupid one, but it was a cool fun fact.
So the Romans, like I said, took over a lot of the Celtics. So the Romans who took over the area held a festival for the goddess Pomona annually in her honor. At the beginning of November, she was the goddess of fruit, trees, and harvest, apples and nuts specifically. And her husband was Vertimus, who was known for the change of seasons. The festival was held to thank the gods for not destroying the crops. and apples and nuts were given as an offering. This is probably why apple cider, bobbing for apples, etc., is still held today.
It's
And they
probably why
actually
the place is haunted. They're pissed that they weren't offered fucking animal feces or heads.
animal feces. Wow. There was actually bobbing for apples. They had a I should have included this in here, but that's how you'd find who your husband would be back then. They used to have like little games like, oh, this, so we're going to get married. So
Now that's a fun fact.
so it's thought that the traditions fused from the Celtics and the Romans living so close together, and this is what kind of led to the creation of Halloween. So in the 9th century, Samhain, why did I say it like that? Samhain was Christianized into a secular holiday as we know it today. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III appointed the day November 1st to honor the saints, and November 2nd as All Souls Day for people within the faith.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm so confused. How the hell did Samhain just turn into a religious holiday?
Because Christianity came in and Pope Gregory III went in, because back then they were pagans. And then when Christianity came in, that's how a lot of their rituals and stuff were lost, because Christianity came in and kind of
Oh,
steamrolled
okay.
everything.
All right.
And they were like,
Obviously.
okay,
Okay.
well, that's evil, so get rid of it. That's evil, get rid of it. So we lost a lot of the actual
Okay. So they
facts.
kept the name, but got rid of the rituals and
Yeah, and
what
it
it
just
was
kind
all
of
about. Okay.
it fused with like the Romans going in and then the Christianity, everyone just kind of it meshed together into this
Just made
what
it
it
their
is
own.
now. Yeah.
Okay. I
So
mean, that's good, but like they just stole
they
that.
just stole
But all
everything.
right.
So the Samhain ceremony became intertwined with the European colonization tradition of All Hallows Eve into Halloween, Hallow meaning holy, Een meaning Eve, and it was coined by Christian missionaries. So November 2nd, was All Saints Day, so Holy Eve. It celebrates the correlation of the living and the dead, called All Hallows Tide, All Hallows Eve. So
Yeah.
All Souls Day on the 2nd of November. All Saints Day is a celebration of saints in heaven, and All Souls Day is celebrating all souls in purgatory. So it's implied in Christianity that the celebration is to wreak havoc, but it was originated to honor loved ones who are no longer with us. It's
Yeah. So
believed that during the time the veil wall between life and death is the thinnest, so this is a time where supposedly any loved ones that were passing on at this time were just going through. So this seems kind of spooky to us, but to pagans, they accepted death just as part of their journey because there was
Mhm.
so much death around them. There were a lot of home births, and it was like people's life expectancy was so much shorter. So in the 19th century Scotland, I've seen some accounts that children would go house to house gathering gasoline for fire. Like instead of trick-or-treating, they'd be like, oh, do you have any gasoline? They'd just go house to house, and they would build large bonfires and lay as close to the fire as possible without getting hurt and just let smoke roll over them. And this was for good
Oh,
luck. Or
okay.
they'd set up 2 fires on either side and just run in between them for good luck. So now it's going to get less boring. So another tradition from Samhain is called the Silent Supper, or the Dumb Supper, or the Mute Supper. And it's still practiced in some families today. One version of this Silent Supper was performed by young women in the Victorian era. And this was, they would make and serve dinner backwards. Like they would literally have to, like, you'd walk backwards to the fridge, you'd walk backwards to the stove. And this was attempting to make love magic. So, according to folklorist Wayland Hand, tables were set as wrongly as possible. The chairs were turned backwards. The meal was served dessert first, and if one word was uttered, the spell would stop working. And if all was done correctly, at midnight, the young woman's future husband would show up at the front door, or an image of him would sit in a chair next to her.
That just seems like such a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work. I don't know.
But this is the more popular one that's still done in some families today. Is this dumb supper is done to this day, is more to invite a loved one that is passed on to come and have one last meal together with you. So the way it's done is the area is blessed or cleansed, and you'd set your table like normally, like just say there was 7 of you and you wanted one person that passed on to come, you'd set 8
Mhm.
settings. Everyone would serve their food, including the guest, and it's bad luck to look at the place setting. So during the whole dinner, you couldn't speak and you couldn't look at that place setting at all. So once everyone was done eating, you'd get up and you'd leave together. And usually after they'd gather and just like reminisce about the person and just get nostalgic. It's like a beautiful way to reconnect and remember loved ones. So Christianity in the 9th century made it a secular holiday that's celebrated with masks and candy now. So now we're going to talk about jack-o'-lanterns and where they came from. You look so bored.
No. No, I'm not bored. I'm listening.
Okay. So
You know, I'm not doing my camera anymore.
Yes, you are. So jack-o'-lanterns came from Irish folklore, originally using turnips. So the story goes that a guy named Stingy Jack, he was a grumpy old man that was a drunken trickster. So Jack was at a bar and he ran into the devil, because why not? So he was like, "Hey, devil, can you buy me a drink?" And the devil's
You're
like,
just throwing shots back.
yeah. So he's like, "Sure, I'll buy you a drink if I can have your soul." So he was like,
What?
"All right." So the devil turned into a coin to pay for the drink. And then Jack just quickly stuck the coin in his pocket next to a silver cross. So the devil was trapped. So Jack was like, "Okay, I'll release you if you don't take my soul for 10 years." And the devil was like, okay. So 10 years go by and Jack was
Fair
walking down the
trade.
street and he ran into the devil, who was like, "Okay, come on, it's been 10 years, let's go." And Jack was like, sure, but can you grab me an apple from that tree? Because I kind of want an apple." So the devil was like, whatever, I'm going to take him right after, so sure. So the devil went up and grabbed an apple, and Jack quickly put crosses all around the base of the tree. So the devil was trapped up there. So Jack said, "Okay, I'll move these and let you down if you don't take my soul after I die." And the devil's like, sure, why not? So,
They're
so
pretty
now,
good. This is a good little partnership they got going on here. All right.
so Jack would never go to hell. So when Jack did die, he went up to heaven, but he wasn't accepted in. And then he
No.
tried to get into hell, but his deal didn't allow him to enter. So he was forced to wander the earth in the dark. So the devil was like, "Here, I'll give you a turnip with a piece of flaming coal inside of it so you can wander with a little light." So people took this and they started carving spooky faces and turnips to scare off spirits.
And turnips. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then later, when more Irish people came to the United States, they started using pumpkins. Maybe because it was easier, maybe they were more abundant. But that's the story of jack-o'-lanterns. So now
Wow.
So now
This
on to
year I'm doing
trick-or-treating.
turnip.
Turnips,
Mm.
why not? Those would be really hard because they're so small.
Right? Wow, that's cool. I
I
never
never
knew
knew
that.
about carving the bottom of the pumpkin to put the light underneath. I'm doing that this year. I've been seeing it all over TikTok, and I was like, why did I never think of that? They carve you carve the pumpkin from the bottom first, so then the top
What?
doesn't rot as quick.
So wouldn't the bottom just rot as quick?
Yeah, but then you can just put a candle under it easier. That's the only reason. Like one of
I mean,
those.
once it starts to rot, don't you just throw it out?
I put it in the woods because animals can eat it,
Oh,
or I
smart.
put it in my compost. I have a compost thing in my backyard.
Nice. Look at you making sure we don't get canceled. That's cute.
No, I seriously do that because my father has always been like, compost, compost, compost. He's like always, and I live like by the beach, so I get like sand into my dirt. So my
Mhm.
dirt is garbage, so I need to make it the best I can.
Nice.
So anyway, so trick-or-treating or mischief night is said to have maybe been traced back to Ireland or Scotland, where young people would go around the neighborhood guising or going house to house, and they would do a little performance, whether a song or a dance, and get a treat for it, whether it's food or drink. And it's said to go back as far as to the 16th century. So Samhain, like I said, also may have started this because during the festival, they would dress up to trick the spirits to leave them alone with the horses' heads. So the earliest report of trick-or-treating I could find was 1911 in Ontario, Canada. And it said that trick-or-treating became what people said in 1917. Before that, kids would go house to house and say, "Help the Halloween party."
Help the Halloween party, and then they would get given candy.
Mm-hmm. So in
Help the Halloween
Mexico,
party.
children say, "Me da mi calaverita," or "Can you give me my little skull?" referring to a small skull-shaped candy that they would be given.
Damn, so they got all the same candy. You go to 20 houses, get 20 skulls, and that's it. That's all you get.
That's so.
I'm
So now on to the good stuff, candy. First off, what kind of candy do you think are the two most popular in the United States?
disgusting candy corn and I don't know, pretzels. It's not really candy.
Oh, like chocolate. I'll give you that. Two
Reese's and
chocolate.
Kit Kat.
Close. Reese's and M&M's.
Ooh, M&Ms are so good. I always forget about M&Ms,
I
but
do
when I
too.
have
The
them, I
peanut
love them.
M&Ms are fire. That's what
Oh
I like.
gosh, they're so good.
And same thing, I completely forget. I don't like the caramel ones or anything like that. Like, don't mess with them that much.
No, I've
They
never been a
taste
big
weird.
fan of caramel unless it's a candy apple.
Oh, I love candy apple.
I want a candy
No,
apple
not
so
candy
bad
apple,
now.
caramel apple. I hate candy apples. Candy apples are the ones that are really hard and they break your teeth. But the caramel ones are dipped in caramel.
Yeah, caramel apple. That's what I meant. That's what
Yeah,
I
the
meant.
candy ones are gross.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever had a candy apple. Oh wait,
Do you have teeth?
I,
Oh, yeah,
I
then you never had one.
Good
So,
one. Fun fact for you.
so
I
a
have
quick,
teeth. Sorry. go.
that is a fun fact. So a quick backstory on candy, which is said to have begun in India somewhere around the 6th or the 4th century BC. Sugar cane would be boiled and made into little sugary pieces called kanda.
Kanda.
Kanda. It was then used in China, Middle East, Egypt, Greece, and Rome to preserve items. So they'd use it to like keep fruit or flowers fresher longer. So it made its way from to the US from France and Britain in the 18th century. At that time, only the really rich people could afford to have candy. And the US saw this as such a lucrative area, so they made Candy Day or Sweetest Day. And it's the second Saturday in October, and some states actually still celebrate this.
You
So
said
as
it's the
a side,
second Saturday in October?
yeah, and some people
Okay.
still celebrate it, Candy Day. So
And
as
do
a
they also
side note,
celebrate Halloween, or is it like a...
yeah, this was more like a commercialized thing that they just like companies made to make people buy candy.
Oh, we need to start advertising this. We can have a candy day and a Halloween day. Or, sorry,
Yes.
what was it?
I just want a
Kanda.
pizza day. Kanda.
A Kanda day and a Halloween day. Who's
Yes.
up for it? Say, I.
Oh, so
Oh, we're doing this. I'm going to the court
okay.
tomorrow.
All right. I like it. So I know you love my little side facts, but in the 1800s, if you went to the doctor with a broken heart, he would literally write you a prescription for chocolate.
Chocolate cures all. It just makes
Would that
sense.
not be funny? So I'm not fat. I have a prescription. If they were like, here, go home,
Prescription.
take 3 Reese's a day. Like, that would be amazing. So the U.S. now consumes a little under 3 billion pounds of chocolate a year, spending about
That's disgusting.
$7 billion a year on chocolate. So how much do you think the average person buys of chocolate per year in pounds?
Well, if I think about myself in pounds with chocolate, I would have to say about a little over 400 pounds a year. So times that by how many? No, I was kidding.
Well, they buy about 25 pounds per person every year, the average person. Isn't that a lot of chocolate?
That is a lot of chocolate.
But you got to
Wow.
think Halloween, Christmas.
Yeah, there's a lot
what
of
I mean?
holidays.
Yeah, that use chocolate in birthdays and just because days and
Because you're sad and because you're
that time of the month
happy.
day. You eat
'Cause you're,
chocolate or
'cause you're mad. Because you're
because you're
everything. 'Cause you
celebrating.
are too lazy to cook breakfast, so you just eat a Reese's. And,
Yes, thank
yeah.
you. So the origin of trick-or-treating isn't 100% known, but there's 3 main theories. The first being the Celtic origin, that food was left out every night as an offering to spirits traveling the earth. And it evolved into people dressing up in exchange for food or drink into candy. So secondly, it's thought of as the Scottish tradition of guising. So food and money would be collected and they would exchange it for prayers for the dead. And it evolved into not including prayers and collecting candy and including tricks as a punishment. And the third, which is the best, the German-American-based theory is, drumroll please, Bellschnickeling.
Oh, that's the one.
So this is where children would dress up and they would be rewarded if nobody could guess their identity. So like if you went to and you were dressed up like Elsa and nobody could guess, oh, that's Lee, then they'd be like, all right, well, here's some candy.
That's pretty cool. I like that
Isn't it?
one.
I love that
What
so
is it?
much.
Bellschnickeling?
Bellschnickeling.
Bellschnickeling.
Yeah.
Bellschnicker, yeah.
Yeah.
Candy for you.
I love
That was the worst
Bellschnickel.
German accent, but
That was so funny. I need to watch The Office again now. So on to the sweetest guys ever, black cats. Do you know why they're so feared on Halloween?
wait, I'm so sorry to stop you, but do you know that they're actually doing a reboot of The Office, supposedly?
I heard that. I don't know how it's perfection. Like, how can you
It's
mess with
I'm
perfection?
nervous. I'm nervous. I
I'll
don't
watch
know.
it anyways. I know I will, but I don't think it's going to be as good.
We were
How
sitting
can
here
it be?
trying to guess like who they would bring, and I was like, I definitely think Pam's whole life, like I forget her name, something Fisher, but like
Jenna
her
Fisher?
whole life is revolved around The Office. Her and I think she literally has a whole podcast. Everything she posts is in regards to The Office. Like she never moved on. So I definitely feel like she's definitely gonna
I
be
hope
on there.
Creed comes back. Creed is the best.
Oh my god, Creed is such an underrated character.
He's amazing.
He is awesome.
Everything he does, there's nothing. Oh my gosh, I love that guy.
Imagine we were trying to guess like who they would have. Like I was saying, Zach Galifianakis. I feel like I don't
Mhm.
even know if he still does movies, but oh my god, I would love if he was someone who worked there. That's probably hands down what
Do
would
you,
make the show for me.
do you remember that episode when Jim Carrey just came in and he's like, I can do this quick. I have to do a quick interview because my family's at the Finger Lakes. I have to get to the Finger Lakes. It
Jim
was just like
Carrey.
one episode. Jim Carrey came in and like because they were like hiring for an office manager or something. And he kept on talking about the Finger Lakes over and over again. No?
I I literally have seen this entire series like 3 times, and every time there's I miss things. Like that's why you have to watch it so much because you
Yeah.
forget things, you miss things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to yeah, that's I hate when you say yeah like that. I feel so unsure about myself. Like,
Don't be
was it
unsure.
even a fun fact? I don't
It
know.
was. It was. You know it was.
I don't know.
All right. So this is almost done. So on to the sweetest guys ever, black cats. So do you know why they're so feared on Halloween? Because all the way back to the Middle Ages, people were petrified of black cats. They were seen as buddies with the devil. It's said that a lot of accused witches actually had black cats. I have 3. So they were seen
Dun,
as
dun.
familiars. So I have 3 familiars, close friends to the witch or another cunning folk. And they would help protect them and help them perform magic. And they have become a staple of Halloween ever since. So what is your favorite part of Halloween? And do you like candy corn or are you a normal human?
My favorite part of Halloween would have to be um finally getting to dress up and express my true self. Like one year I was a dirty mechanic with a mullet. The next
I
year I
love
was
that.
Fat Thor. A year before that, I was a fat blow up cow. You know,
I
I
forgot that one.
before that I was a hot dog serving tables at Texas Roadhouse. Like I am who I am on Halloween.
It's so fun to dress up.
It is. I love it. And then I'm actually a regular human. If you hand me candy corn, I'm throwing it right back at you. So
Okay. I know I love dressing up, but I don't know if it's that or seeing the little kids in costumes.
I don't
Not
care.
just
I know my
random kids like a
costumes.
creep. I'm just saying like my nieces, nephews, like when they were little, like
You
you
won't be
guys
invited
getting
to this
dressed
year's
up.
Halloween party.
And like my kids, oh my gosh, when Christian was little and he was a bumblebee when he was like 2, he was so freaking cute. And then he was Harry Potter when he was like 5.
Harry Potter.
He was so cute. He had the cape. I drew the little thing on his head. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my goodness, it's so cute. Yeah, I don't care because
I
my
love being.
costume's better than every kid. So
Thanks so much for listening.
If you have a story you'd like us to share, email us at ouchwasthataghost@yahoo.com.
Don't forget to follow our Facebook page. Ouch, was that a ghost?